Today is April 14th, 2026. See, I can make fun of these people horribly, and the people that help out with us horribly because they're so stupid. Now, I want you to think just how not funny this is. How would you like your spouse to cheat on you? You don't know who's cheating, they're supposed to be at work, okay? The person he's cheating with is messed up in drugs. Their family. They need to run a con on somebody. You don't even know he's cheating. He's supposed to be at work. Okay? You don't know anything about these people. He's supposed to be at work. Okay? You're just living your life. He's supposed to be at work. Hmm? And they come up with a plan to extort money from the government. The guy is supposed to be a dirty attorney. Hmm? Has a friend that's an FBI agent that's dirty. Hmm? So he's in debt. This guy's in debt to drug dealers. Okay? My ex-husband's messed up in a cult that harms and kills people. The minister hates the government, well educated, right? Now think how not funny this is. The victim has nothing to do with any of this. Nothing. Just living her life. Starts having attempts on their life, don't know where it's coming from. Move into a new home while they're out. Somebody kicks in the door of the wall. And the spouse that's cheating, that they don't know they're cheating, has his crack-headed girlfriend or drug friend set up on camera stalking his wife. Videotapes that wife in the shower. I found out July 24th, 25. It's not even me. Where they already admitted May 12th, 22 at noon, May 26th, 22, where in 21 they already confessed they put a shower seat in the other room and washing yourself in their personal stalking rapist tapes. They photoshopped it. Nobody knew about it because it's photoshopped. And the well water where you just move in, you have to get a water treatment system. By the second week, you're waking up with bruises, your personal infections, got a real bad personal infection, you're throwing up. You think it's a dirty well water, but you get sick. It's that bad. Never see, never talk to anybody. And where they set up button cameras in your home, you don't even know they're watching you. They're stalking you. Huh? And so they know where you're at in your house. They know exactly where you're at. And they sneak in, they hide, stab you with a hypnotic drug as you walk by, cause sleepwalking. 45 seconds he did it to U.S. Marshals kid twice. She don't know what happened to her. They did it to Mike. My coworker Dar was taking him right. Don't know. Never remember meeting the people. Works in 45 seconds. It causes a real bad mental taste in your mouth and you're sick the next day. Throwing up. And you think you got the flu. Virus. Go to the doctor. As if the well water is orange. I got severe personal infection. I can't even stand to go to the bathroom. I have to scream. It hurts so bad. And they have to be pills, cream, stuff for throwing up, headaches. They're giving you stuff for being anemic. Maybe it's a virus, autoimmune. They're treating all the symptoms of being drugged, being raped. You've never seen her talk to anybody. Predators, rapists, breaking in your home. Stabbing you with those kind of drugs or lacing a drink when you're out of the room. You don't even know they're in your home. Drug you up till you say something perverted. Had you being raped and you got all these bruises throwing up, and you think the well water is giving you cancer because you never see her talk to anybody, trying to make sense out of it. Here it's rapist beating and raping you in your own home under drugs, drugging you up and telling you to say stuff, photoshopped your head on some other woman, body showering. That was July 24th, 25. That body ratio wasn't even me. They already admitted several times From March 1st to 21, it's clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's him. The way you're describing me showering, ha 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 ha. She figured out what he did. To May 12th, 22 at noon, shower scene in the other room. Huh? To May 26, 22, shower scene was done on purpose. To March of 22 in Navarre, that Pete ordered everything to be drugged, photoshopped, and made up on me. To July 24th, 25, the body ratio wasn't even her. It's some other lady showering. It is showering, but her head on somebody else's body. So, and then December 1st, 25, Walmart 62. Then the hypnotic drugs until the say it on. Here it is, just where they called it up in Akron in June, July of 23. It's almost like a mean teenage stunt. Went too far. Breaking in somebody's home, setting up button cameras watching them. Photoshop shower scenes in other rooms to make it look weird. Of washing yourself. That's just a teenage stunt. Break in and basically roofie somebody and tell them to say something horrible. Goes too far when you're beating and raping them, though. Went way too far. Now think of this. Rapist doing this. Dave's girlfriend's dad and his drug friends that I don't even know exist. Never met in person. Never talked to. None of them. None of them. Don't even know 100% who they are. Do you understand? Rapists, predators you've never met in person. Having them set up on cameras, Photoshop showering in the other room to make you look weird in the rapist tapes. A little con. Roofie confessions of horrible stuff. Photoshop washing. And then it's supposed to be Dave's girlfriend's dad pretending to be some kind of sex doctor, love doctor for sexual disorders. My God. And they're just making fun of your roofie confessions, sexual disorders, psychiatrist. That's sick. Never had one. Thank you. Don't have that problem. And Photoshop washing, making fun of you. Now, think of this. Then they take it to, they scare you into calling the FBI. And that guy's friends with an agent. They show up in an FBI office with a fake, dirty sex doctor for sexual disorders, photoshopped washing, and drugged horrible confessions. And the person doesn't even know any of these people or anything. They're just have bruises, throwing up, infected, and almost passing out because they're being kept drugged, being raped by this pervert that walked in. He happens to be friends with an FBI agent. And they're going to steal from the government. All of them. Goes around telling everybody he don't care. Oh, and then other people where they said that everything they did and everything they set up, they were just making fun of her. Where I had all those surgeries, 6 to 10 surgeries, muscles locked up, went to a bunch of crackpots, massive swelling, throwing up, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down, heartaches, heart attacks, seizures, almost died. They were lying so bad they even said I had brain tumors. And my community health told on them. And over 9 months, I slowly got well. When I got with Dr. Eli, got on fentanyl patches, got out and started moving those locked muscles. And it took 9 months to learn to walk on numb, swollen feet and legs as everything started working. And it took me 9 months. So since it took me 9 months to get well, and I lived through that horrible thing. Oh, she's a faker. Ha, it offended us. Oh my God. And they're mocking me. It's just them mocking me because I had to live through a bad thing. They're just mocking me. For everything they said, they were just mocking me. Every scenario, they were just making fun of me. Them photoshopped washing in the shower. Drugged, horrible confessions. Fake sex doctors. Say you have sexual disorders. And it's Dave's girlfriend's dad. You never met in person. Or his girlfriend. People you never met playing with you. It's that sick. It's that sick. And then people saying, oh, it offended us that Someone called her figure after she lived through all that. When? And they're just making fun of you because you lived through all that. Everything, they're just making fun of you. Scenarios making fun of you. Like I said, everything they were doing, they were just making fun of her. But what's not funny, too, is me getting harmed by people I never met, getting in my home, drugging me up. They admitted they stabbed me with hypnotic drugs or laced drinks as I walked by a room and didn't even know where they were in my home, never even met them, never even seen them. Rapists. Stabbing me with it takes effect in 45 minutes, drug you up, tell you say something stupid and horrible, Photoshop washing. Or worse, even Melissa's mean kids of Mean Games of Pretend, that they wanted that drug addict girl, Michelle, to get my house, the one that was in debt to drug dealers, one that confessed September 30th, 25, she even human trafficked little kids to pay back those drug dealers. She sold little kids to be murdered and to be raped by drug dealers. But they wanted her to get the house. See, then there, of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Mocking me, yeah. Nobody went to the hospital. Because, like Officer John said, what did they get tapes stating? They made everything up. They were games of pretend, like the Massillon police. They're documenting games of pretend. Like the Stark County Sheriff. So Kurt just found out those kids are lying. He is slow. Like they told Flora, of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. See, that's where nobody has an attorney. Where, they say, the girl's at Melissa's attorney. Melissa don't have an attorney. I talked to a real personal injury attorney. I had a dog bite. Said it doesn't matter what kind of personal injury you have. You have to have so much to have a case. You have to prove you were injured. You have to go to the hospital. They have to document it. You have to have pictures matching the documentation of the hospital. They have to have treatment for those injuries. And then a recovery time. You have to call the police. Police have to have they have to do an investigation. There has to be proof there was an injury. Dog bite, personal, car wreck, whatever it is. Police have to be involved. And because I had a dog bite, the dog warden too had to prove that they were all notified. If I don't, you don't have a case. So can you just sit around laughing, making up stuff behind grandma's back? And for Auntie Shell, the one that sells little kids for sex slaves and to be murdered to get my house. Where, like even my client on October 5th, 21, who's at Crazy Melissa, they all talk about lying everywhere you go. Like the ex-daughter-in-law friends with ex's girlfriend had the kids make up some mean games to pretend on Thanksgiving of 18. He said they're in front of the police, and in front of the police, he said, "Is she crazy?" I said, "Yes." Where that Kurt just found out those kids were lying. He's low Stark County Sheriff's May of 21. June, July of 21, they told Mount Carmel, Illinois, that documented mean games to pretend she never hurt anyone. So nobody ever got hurt. They were sitting around like they ought to be ashamed, making up all that stuff. Karen's risking her life to get information. And then you know what they're doing? They're sitting around laughing, making stuff up. So if you're sitting around laughing, making up stuff, and they're mean jokes, nope. And why are they doing that? Oh, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. I thought somebody would say something bad. Nobody went to the hospital. Nobody got hurt. There's no pictures of injuries. There's no police report. There's no treatment for injuries. They're mean jokes. That's all they are, is mean jokes. Mean jokes. Thinking that if I thought they would say something mean, make up something mean for the girlfriend, that I'd give up my house and everything for them. See, they're just mean jokes. Like Officer Mark said, Melissa could go to jail for involving herself. And I said, hey, to arrest her, kids are little. Why don't we write it up, her and her kids? We're just showing off for Dave and his girlfriend. They're documenting mean jokes. FBI case. Okay? I can go on more. More people knew they were lying. Okay, they're just mean jokes. Nobody went to the hospital. There's no police report. There's no pictures of injuries. There's no treatment. There's nothing. Because they're mean jokes. Hmm? And then you, like the personal attorney said, you have to prove you're injured. You can't just say it. You have to go to the hospital. You go to the hospital, yes. Do you got pictures of the injuries? Yes. Does the emergency room report match the pictures of injuries? It has to. There has to be a treatment for it. You have to be treated for ongoing for that injury. Did you what? Contact the police. Yes, it has to be a police investigation. What the dog warden has to be notified too. I have to have proof of that. Now you got proof you were injured. You have to prove responsibility. Well, I got a witness. That's not good enough. You have to have physical proof that dog or that person hurt you. They could always say it was another dog. I had to have the DNA on my coat where it latched onto my coat and would let go the slobbers. I didn't wash that coat forever. Got the idea? Forever. How we settled. I kept it separate till I got my money. Because it was the only thing that linked that dog to that bite. Got the idea? You don't have all that. You don't even have a case you can't even open. So on Mean Jokes, does she have an attorney? No. No. Absolutely not. So where they thought they were funny roofing me, I found out, and it made me throw up when I first found out, where they were stabbing with hypnotic drugs, drugged up, and told to say horrible stuff. That never happened, thinking they're funny. You know, that's where all my kids spoke highly of me. Dr. Greg Haben is still open on Frank Road. They went to him. There was never any sign of any abuse, no neglect, and the children were well taken care of. Was there a pediatrician from 1984 to 2002? 18 years. And because he's seen them like 3 or 4 times a year, yearly checkup, then colds, ear infection, whatever. You know what I mean? It was catching up with an old family friend. They look him right in the eye, talk his ear off, and laugh. They were normal, happy children. And yes, you can tell someone's being abused. They look down, they look away, they look sad. And my guys will still look you right in the eye and talk your ear off. They were happy, normal children. Like he said, there was no sign of any abuse, no neglect. And those children were well taken care of, or he would have reported it, or he would have went to jail. You do realize that. He would have went to jail. There was nothing. They were well taken care of. He's seen them several times a year for 18 years, and they were well taken care of, and no abuse. Now that's medical proof nobody was harmed. Okay? They made up this scenario. They thought if they made me out to be a dirty person, they could kill me in front of people. That's not funny, and I'm not a dirty person. Now, Walmart 62, July 26, 25, an investigator from 18 came in. I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad ever happened to him. And all her kids were speaking highly of her. How about the 2 FBI agents in the Belden office? Told people, what was it, March 13th, 23, around that time? Walmart 62, we told these people, stay out of this. She's never hurt anyone, and nobody's ever seen anything. And it was some lady thought she could make money off of it. And I think that lady was with the Louisville police, May 30th, 25, part of the extortion group. Saying how she could trick me out of money. It's a federal crime to trick people out of money, bitch. But the FBI already verified that. And that guy showing up, the investigator, he's a fed too. He's been around me since 18. My son John verified for the FBI that nothing bad ever happened to him. This was just a mean stunt for Dave to try to get everything. Him and his church thinking it's funny, roofing me with hypnotic drugs, drugging me up and telling me to say something horrible. We gotta, like they said, some lady investigators, these people, church people need to realize how stupid they are. Thinking that they can say they drugged her up and told her to say something before and somebody would verify it. Then there's no crime committed. Except for them drugging somebody up and telling them to say it and somebody's willing to say they're part of that. That's stupid. I know. You have to have proof a crime happened. And there isn't any because nothing ever happened. See what I mean? Besides her being drugged, being raped. That's how dumb these people are. Twilight Zone dumb. They're retards. I was calling them that in the car today, mocking them, they scattered. When you find out all they do is act like retard, and they're not making fun of people that are handicapped at all. These people are willingly crack-headed idiots, and they're illegal immigrants trying to steal from people. And the drug cartel, and that agent in it with his attorney friend, they already announced in the beginning of the case that they were friends, and he knew better than to ever pick up my case. He was friends with a guy that did this to me, where they bragged that he called him, explained to Michelle, and he set me up. Huh? And that it was their debt to drug dealers. And he was paying off their drug debt with my informant money. That federal agent was stealing for them. Like a guy said, what was it? What was it? Saturday? In Magnolia? Sunday? Bell Store? Do you realize how awful this was for her? Do you realize how awful it was? They're sitting around laughing how they're friends and they're stealing all her case's money. And he's letting her get hurt so he could steal for his friend. And she's reporting it. And the law enforcement that shows up, they're grabbing all the drug dealers that are showing up to get their money. And they're grabbing them. And they're busy grabbing them while she's getting hurt. And they're laughing at how they're stealing her money. What she didn't know, and this is where Officer Mark, September 10th, 25, Tuscarawas County Courthouse, they said it was that agent and that attorney in there working together. And that I was his informant and he was going along with them and he was going to have me destroyed. Nobody found it funny. It's a federal crime of tampering with a witness, obstruction to justice, and it is a 20-year sentence. You are to arrest him. Arrest him. By federal law, you are to arrest him. The police are, like they said, the police down there wanted to find out why he would even be in there with an opposing attorney when it's illegal. And when they found out that it was his friend and it was his friend's drug debt and that's why he's doing this. How not funny this is? Yeah. See, these people, they're so stupid. I told you, I think I seen that Michelle that showed up at Faith Family Church at Apostolic Church of Barberton the night. I called the hotline and I told you how the next day the phone's ringing. They had me so drugged up I couldn't answer the phone. Let it go to voicemail. Listen to it later when I woke up. This is agent. Did I call me back? I can't. I fell back to sleep. Second day, not much better. Third day, made myself get up. Got enough air in my face. Went out and called a witness of them knowing they were threatening my own life, that church. And they said they'd witness for me. Went out, bought a card, put that agent's number in it from the voicemail, dropped it off, went down to the mall, dropped it off, went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Pamer screaming in Dave's face, my God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. And I walk off and women come up. He knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped. He said he didn't care. And then because they're calling me a faker because it took me 9 months, they're mocking me. Like that family that was saying it offended them. March 27th, 25th, that they all made everything up when they went in that office to get away with it. They were all lying. Never offended them. They made up everything when they went in there to get away with this. They're even tired of it. It's been fucking 7 years. Huh? Fucking 7 years. And that's where March 20th, 26 in Walmart West House. That family even told the FBI agent that they made everything up. Everybody did walking in that office. They were never offended. Nobody was. They made it all up to help them get away with this. Where it was Katie's mom, Mary, her niece Michelle. Katie dated that minister. She cheats with my brother-in-law Tim, minister's son Tim. Linda won't do anything. She lives in an open marriage. It's her own fault. So she decided to live like that years ago. That's his the minister's son Tim, his mistress Katie, side girlfriend. It's her family member Michelle. That it is willing to kill someone today if they were in debt. They needed his help. The ones in debt to drug dealers, that attorney's office was in debt to drug dealers, didn't even know they existed. Told you when I was up there and he's telling that agent's telling Apostolic Church of Brockton, he knew I was being drugged, beaten, raped. Didn't care. This blonde walked by here, wavy, said, told you we knew someone who would take care of this. I'll help you get away with everything. All we had to do is call. And I thought, who are you? See, I'd never seen her. That had been Dave's girlfriend, Michelle. You know, people said, well, she was making comments when they walked by. No, I didn't. I didn't even know she existed. Why would I make comments? I was just starting to figure out that she was there. And why I don't make comments when people walk by. I may stand up for myself. Somebody wants to say something stupid, you want to get an earful, you'll get an earful. I'm tired of this shit. How would you like to never... This is how not funny it is. And then her dad, Henry Moffey, is supposed to be telling people he's some kind of sex doctor for sexual disorders. Well, if he wasn't as fucking ugly as a horse's ass, maybe he wouldn't have to think he's... Ew. Ew. I mean, the craziest scenario. He's a sex doctor. I've only seen him, like he said, he never met me in person. A psychiatrist for sexual disorders. I've wanted your brother, never wanted my brother to have a sex disorder, never seen a psychiatrist for one of those. My God. And here they're just making fun of me as Dave's girlfriend's dad, pretending to be a sex doctor. He's a love doctor. He's the one with a sexual disorder. See what I mean? There's scenarios. Sexual disorder doctors, photoshopped washing in the other shower, mean jokes. And roofing somebody and have somebody being raped, that's way too far. Taking in a federal agent should have nailed them all. And the mean jokes weren't even made up till the FBI case. That's why they were never brought up. Because they were made up till the FBI case. Now, I've never been prosecuted for anything. I have never been found guilty. I've never been sued for anything. But in their crazy little retard world of quackheads and delusional crazy people, they can break in people's homes and have body cameras. Watch them. They can Photoshop washing in the shower and put your head on even some other fat woman. I heard it's a fat woman. Body showering in the other room. We did it. Oh, we had the guys go over and stab her with that hypnotic color and see all this horrible stuff. And they even beat and raped her poor thing so drugged up. And she's the well water did it. And we had my dad say he's some kind of sex doctor for disorders. They're not even funny a bit. Okay? And where, after the FBI case started, Melissa's friends with them doing this. Had the kids make up some mean jokes. Nobody went to the hospital. There's no police report. There's no pictures of injuries. There's no treatment for injuries because they're mean jokes. Never prosecuted, never found guilty because they're mean jokes. That's all they are, is mean jokes. Just like they said, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. The thought somebody would actually say something horrible about me. And that wasn't true. It would scare me into giving up stuff. Little extortionists. Because they wanted the crackhead that was in debt to drug dealers that admitted September 30th, 25, she sold children for sex plays and to be murdered to pay off those drug debts. The serial killer to get my help. Because they wanted her to get it. But, they run around. We made up jokes of we made everything up. They're games of pretend in front of the police. We get money for pretend games, right? No, you go to jail. You go to jail for attempted extortion under fraud. See, these people think that they can just do all this stuff behind somebody's back. You've never met them. You've never talked to them in person. You don't even know who they are. Breaking in your home, setting up button cameras, Photoshop washing in the shower, and find out they put your head on somebody else's body. And it's already documented they did that. And it's documented, verified they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged me and told me to say it before. So I have no memory. These people have been playing me. I thought the well water was giving me cancer. Then Mel's mean jokes later on after the case started to how Panty Shell. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it went through. We made it up. They were games of pretend. We get money for pretend games. Now you go to jail, stupid. Nobody ever got hurt but me. Or Henry Muffy, I'm a sex doctor. You wish you were. See what I mean? Right now, fraud. It's craziness. People you never met, the most deranged actors, saying they're all going to steal from you. And you don't know any of them. And that agent for his attorney friend running these kind of crazy craphead scams on people they've never even met, never been prosecuted, never found guilty, never sued for anything. But I'm going to get all the money from the case to them so they can pay off their drug debt. Now society kill them for us. And people run around harassing me. They promise people endless amount of money, millions of dollars. Do you know they promised people money of that in the beginning of the case? By 23, they realized nobody got a dime. They lied. They lined their own pocket, paid off their own drug debts, paid for their own girlfriends to lose weight, even no plastic surgery, nose surgeries, nose jobs. Whatever they had to do, they lived it up on money for my case. Passed it among themselves. They didn't share it with anybody else. They're not going to. They're too busy robbing the U.S. government and victims that they're even creating the victim so they can steal from the government. December 1st, 25, the whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. The agent was involved too, apparently. So was his attorney friend to scam the government out of the money. You want to put it that way. And that the doctor from before is not one of mine, works for them. They had lied. It's supposed to be Dave's girlfriend's dad, pretending he's a sex doctor. My God. Like he said, he's never met me in person. And that guy Pete running his mouth on her, she's never even met him. Just some guy Dave hired on his own. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And the tape of Weird with Yourself is nothing but Photoshopped of washing in the shower. Now, I want you to think about this. And that's where Officer Mark, Officer John, you do need to arrest that agent. They said September 10th, 25, Tuscarawas County Courthouse. It was him in that courthouse with that attorney. That's where they said they knew I didn't know. And how not funny it was. He was in there with an opposing attorney. He's supposed to be the ones doing all this, having me harmed. And that agent saying he's going along with him. And they wanted to know why, and they found out they were friends. And they had already admitted in the case that they were paying off that attorney's drug debt to drug dealers. And that's why that agent was helping steal from the government and victimizing me. They were talking about it over the weekend. That Bell store. You realize how not funny this is. But that's where she didn't know. They wanted to know why. Why he's with them. And they found out they were friends. And he stole all the money to give to his friend to pay off his drug debt. And that's who was getting the money. And him bragging he's helping his friend. You can't even touch anything. See where they said in the beginning of the case that agent knew better than touch anything with a conflict of interest. You can't touch friends or family. Can't work a case against anybody. For a friend or family, he knew better than touch her case. The FBI can't work a case against her then. Ever. Because he's doing it for his friend. And they're victimizing her for his friend. He knew better than ever touch her case. He's supposed to be protecting her, and he's helping him to steal from her case. Victimizing her. He knew better than to touch her case. It's a conflict of interest. He can't help his friend get away with harming her and stealing the money. Remember all those kind of conversations? Remember all the investigators complaining? He needs arrested. Officer Mark or Officer John. Agent John needs arrested. I stutter from my head injury. April 10th, 26, VA on Y Street. They said that was him with that other guy, bragging how he's been passing out my informant money. And he was saying, oh, that tape on weird with yourself in front of a bunch of kids. I was never weird with myself in front of anybody. Not weird with myself alone either. That's sick and disgusting, and it's already documented and verified. It was a shower scene. Like that investigator said, it's even verified. One even her. Her head was put on somebody else's body. So that guy saying, I even told the Department of Justice I was passing out the money teacher list. And for that, like people showed up over the weekend on Saturday, on the 11th. They would have arrested that fool, they found out. Someone needs to arrest that fool. And they said, people were complaining it better not have been Agent John bragging he's passing out that money. And then people said it actually was him. Oh, how I told him when that attorney said she's weird with herself, go ahead and go in. Well, see, that was supposed to be the fake Chief Bruce Lewinsky doing that. You're not Bruce Lewinsky either. See, that's where it better be somebody impersonating. Impersonating Agent John. Because that wasn't the chief of police sitting in there either. Where they're saying the chief of police was giving them special permission. That wasn't the chief of police, babe. No. See, that's where they said it was actually Agent John. If that was Agent John, if not, there's somebody impersonating him. And they're impersonating him. But he's sitting there, and they said it was actually him. The one that's saying he's Agent John. Admitting he's passing out the money for my case. It was him in the VA on April 10th on Y Street in Canton. Between 1 and 2:30. Bragging. My phone's bugged. It sat by the place like they said. We all heard that fool say all that stuff. But people, when you start realizing how not funny this is, that's where police officers have told people, how would you like to be hurt? Never even had your neighbors in your home. Somebody breaks in your home, sets up button cameras, photoshops washing in the shower, in another room, in their stocking tanks. Has people break in and stab you with amnesia drugs. Tell you say something horrible, have you beaten, raped. You don't even know who did it. Then somebody impersonate a doctor you've never even heard of. And then people start threatening you, harming you, and telling you they're going to steal from you. You don't even know who's doing that to you. Do you realize how not funny this is? She's never talked to anybody. And she's never been prosecuted for anything, never found guilty. And people are saying they're going to steal from her. And it's just a big scam. But people run around laughing at me. Where is it funny, people? Would you want this group to do it to you? See, that's where the police in 23, I told people, do you want this to happen to you? Better think about it. Do you want it to happen to you? I want you to think about it. Do you want it to happen to you? Never seen, never talked to anybody. Never been prosecuted for nothing. Never found guilty, never sued, but they're going to steal everything from you? See, that's where I don't understand why they're going to like My Community Health, which you need to go to My Community Health too. Because on April 9th, 26th, you need to get the surveillance. That fat bitch nurse, how the FBI is supposed to have been in there making fun of her for saying there was drug dealers around her, they didn't see nobody. Well, that's where investigators showed up on the 11th. What do you mean? There wasn't drug dealers, they were all over. Who's been in there making fun of her, lying to them? I'd like to know that. And then that doctor, that's always rude to me. Like they said, no, you know why she hates that doctor? He don't give a damn about her. She goes in there and tries to talk to him. He ignores her. He's rude. That's why she hates that doctor. Yeah, kind of sort of looks like a Kingsman, too. That's another thing. So I keep looking at him, and there's something wrong. He won't make eye contact. When you won't make eye contact, there's something wrong. Walks out and said, I have to make a phone call someone. I know you like watching her. It's funny. She thinks it's drug dealers. No, they have surveillance. They record in there. My phone's bugged. That doctor told me, I know you like watching her. It's funny. She thought she was yelling at drug dealers and us. So you're going to say Altman Hospital doctors are drug beating, raping people in their homes, beating them in the stomach till they almost rupture their intestines? They're torturing people. They're crushing their skulls in. My God, list a name. I'm going to be a billionaire. See, the people that are saying stuff and helping out in this, they're retards. They need to do something about that doctor and nurse. Find out who the fuck he's having him people watch me from there. That's not even funny. See who he called. It's not even funny. And my phone's tapped. People were talking about that too. They all heard that doctor say that. Oh, and they did hear somebody else saying, we all know the doctors from before were rolled up as crackpots. And they didn't know anything. They almost killed her. I know. See, that's where there's some attitude adjustments. And if they passed out my medical records to the drug cartel, you need to arrest that nurse and doctor. Because Officer Mark and John, you were already there 7 years ago. You wouldn't be there right now. So who the hell is there? That's how not funny this is. And why are they messing with Rapika? And saying like last year, oh, John verified it for Will. John didn't verify it for Will. John verified it for the FBI. The FBI. Nothing bad ever happened to him. He wasn't part of having his mom drug beat and raped. Huh? He's the one that asked me to be a reliable name on a court record to watch Kenzie Carrington and Noah 2019, 2020? On Thanksgiving of 18, said no one could ever say anything bad about me, just be made up because of the divorce. Says it several times. Don't worry about Mom. No one could ever say anything bad about you. Asked me to be a reliable name on a court record a year or two later to make up his kids. He wasn't part of it. Huh? Then he verified for the FBI. Nothing bad ever happened to him. So who's been out there lying to Rapika? And why are they messing with my medical records? Huh? My medical records. Why are they messing with my medical records? And why are they dealing with my doctors? It's illegal for attorney to follow you around, to store you, talking to your doctors. They're your opposing attorney. They're not allowed even near your employer or your doctors. They can't talk to your neighbors. They can't follow you around. They can't destroy you. There's federal laws of 5 to 7 years, let alone then 10 for the medical records. See what I mean? They can't do any of this. It's absurd that agent and then why are they messing with me? It's 7 years later. And then they have people that, oh, they stole all your money. It's funny. Where is it funny? They're stealing from the government, U.S. government, and traitors against the United States, stealing from government funds before a victim even gets them. And you think it's funny to pay off their drug debts and the people are even admitting to selling U.S. citizens? And that means that agent is the one that is selling the technology to the cartel. For Will found another way of making money on the case. He sold the login for $25 a pop. He's the one that sold it to the cartel. See, where do you find any of this funny? You've never been prosecuted for anything? Never found guilty. Never sued for anything. People just walking up, we did all these crimes to you, so we stole all your money. Ah! It's not funny. You don't even know who did it. But people find it funny, and then they call you dirty names and yelling to harass you. See, they said some idiot is running a social experiment. If he had somebody killed in front of everyone, society would help. Everybody failed. Like they said, people showed up at this, what's going on? Nobody thought about it. That guy saying he was running a social experiment. If he killed somebody in front of everyone, if they'd help out. Trying to make it that I'm not, and then that family from India should follow me around, act like their grandfather bought me in January 19. And then have all his family tell me how I'm not worthy of anything. I'm not good enough at a person like me because they think I'm a bought and sold slave. I wasn't for sale in this United States of America. And I told ICE about you. Hopefully they will pull the case, find everyone related to him, and get you out of our country because you're not good enough to walk on our soil. You have selling U.S. citizens, women and children, having people drugged, beaten, raped, and think you can run extortion plans on our government. You have no right in our country. And killing women and children. You have no right here. You're not good enough to be here. How dare you follow me around because you think I'm a bought and sold slave. That your grandfather bought, that you can tell me that a person like me almost died to save my family, helped the government get thousands. And it was tortured and everything because you think you can torture your slaves. Fuck you. You better not be around me. It's no more. Because I'll tell you what, we kept walking by, we don't want a person like her getting anything. Well, I don't want a person like you around me, you terrorist. I'm a good, kind person. I almost died to save my family. Like they said, May 26, 24. It's ridiculous for anybody to insult her. She almost died to save children. They always knew she was drugged and told to say it before. And that tape of Weird with Yourself is nothing but photoshopped a washing in the shower in the other room. The whole thing was a scam. And it's ridiculous for anyone to insult her. She almost died to save everyone. The officers and agents that work my case, they look at me as like a local hero. For everything that I lived through, helping the government. I was tortured, bashed in the back of the head. Beat my stomach till they almost ruptured my intestine. My rib cage is damaged. My shoulders damaged. They induced vomiting until my stomach shifted up underneath my ribs. Most people win awards for this. Not being terrorized. You're not good enough to breathe the same air I do. And that India family needs to stay the fuck away from me. Think you can treat me like a piece of shit because you think your grandfather bought me from the cartel? I wasn't for sale. They took his money. Tell that old fool they took his money. U.S. citizens are not for sale. And I am a free U.S. citizen. I wasn't for sale. And they took that old fool's money. And you walk around and tell people for a person like her, well, a person like you does not belong in the United States of America. And I told ICE how to find you because they will get terrorists like you out of here. You don't deserve to be in my country. Selling and killing U.S. women and children and act like you're better and above me. Because you think you listed me like a slave. Fuck you. Don't you ever follow